batting seventh in right field, number 29, Mark Black. Catching this evening's game and batting eighth, number 18, Gabe Marquardt. And at shortstop, batting ninth, number 19, TJ Salvaggio. Pitching this evening's game for the Otters, right-hander number 23, Landon Mullen. And now we'll give you manager Jamie Bennett's starting lineups for your Schaumburg Boomers. Leading off and playing shortstop, number 7, Alec Craig. Batting second in left field, number 21, Kellum Clark. Batting third, the first baseman, number 5.
We welcome you back to Schaumburg for Game 2 of a 3-game series between the Schaumburg Boomers and the Evansville Otters. The Otters ended up dropping Game 1 yesterday by a final score of 4-1. Each team got 8 hits, but Schaumburg ended up coming out on top with the 4-1 victory. They scored 1 in the first. The Otters ended up tying the game in the top of the second inning. The RBI single from John Ponder, but that was all the offense that was mustered up by Evansville, as Schaumburg scored 1 in the fourth on an RBI single from Cole Turney, then 2 in the fifth on back-to-back RBI hits, 1 from Kyle Fitzgerald and 1 from Anthony Calarco to make it a 4-1 game. Meanwhile, Ross Thompson had a great day. He had another quality start, earned his 10th victory of the season, became the 3rd player in the Frontier League this season to get 10 victories. Ended up walking nobody, striking out 6, and meanwhile, Kyle Moore, Caleb Rydell, and Daryl Thompson threw an inning scoreless each out of the bullpen. But today's a new day, and Landon Williman is getting the start for Evansville against Cole Cook, the lefty. The Otters' magic number is still at 4, but can drop down to 3 with a win today. Windy City beat Mississippi in the early game today, so the Otters are not able to clinch at Schaumburg. Their earliest clinch date is Friday at home against Lake Erie. They can drop that magic number down to 3, especially with Florence playing a doubleheader. They already won Game 1 of that doubleheader, so win is kind of crucial here in Game 2. Of course, every win from now on is crucial, but this one feels a little bit more important than others in terms of the overall season. But Windy City's really getting on a run right now. They're only 1.5 games back in the division. If Schaumburg loses this game, they're going to be only a game ahead of the Thunderbolts in the division. They're 2 games back, now 2.5 back of Florence, because Florence's win against Lake Erie. Windy City's really making a run at it. It's making it a lot interesting here coming to the end of the year, and it's also putting a lot of pressure on Schaumburg that they need to pretty much win every other game going forward if this is how Windy City is going to perform against Mississippi this week. But nobody in these games can clinch, except Washington can clinch today with a win against Gateway. They'd be the second team to clinch a playoff spot. More eliminations, though, on the horizon. Joliet would be eliminated with a loss. They can also be eliminated with a Schaumburg and a Florence win. They already got the Florence win, so a possibility that they will be eliminated today. Gateway can be eliminated. If they lose and Schaumburg and Florence both win, they will be eliminated from playoff contention as well. As we take a look at the standings, Washington 59-32. The Otters 3 games back after Washington won and the Otters lost yesterday. Florence 8.5 back. Otters still 5.5 up in the first wild card, and Lake Erie 21 games back. Just looking to play spoiler for the rest of the season. Schaumburg leading, only 2 games ahead of Windy City. 1.5 after their win earlier. Gateway's 10 games back. Joliet's 11. And Mississippi is also trying to play spoiler and take down Windy City. In the Atlantic Conference, New Jersey is leading just by a game over New York. Down East, 7 games back now. And Sussex County, 7.5 back. Down East lost a heartbreaker against Tri-City yesterday, and their playoff hopes are kind of slipping away. Quebec, division champions in the North yet again, 63-27. Ottawa and Brockton, the only other 2 teams in the playoff hunt. Ottawa in control of a wild card spot, and Brockton, they're kind of on the outside looking in. Let me take a look at Evansville's defense. Blake Robertson is in left field today with Ponder in center. Mark Black moves from catcher to right field. Marcos Gonzalez at third, DJ Salvaggio at short, Amani Jones at second, and Logan Brown at first, with Cade Marcourt doing the catching for Landon Williman. Cole Cook starting on the other side for Schaumburg. He's tied for the team lead in quality. He starts with 11, but he had his worst start of the season against Evansville. He gave up 10 earned runs back on June 14th. He's expected to go late into games a decent amount. He's second in the league in innings pitched, just right behind Buddy Pindell, who we won't see in this series. Every start he's had this season has gone at least 5 innings. He doesn't go too deep into counts, which has allowed him to go deep into games. He throws about 15.4 pitches per inning. He gets a lot of ground balls. His ground ball rate is very high. Doesn't walk too many batters like everybody else on Schaumburg's pitching staff. But hopefully we can see the Otters perform like they did last time against Cook. The defense for Schaumburg, it's Clark in left field with Banks Tolley in center. Kai Moody is in right field with Anthony Calarco at third, Alec Craig at short, Chase Dawson at second base, and Kyle Fitzgerald at first with Alex Calarco catching for Cole Cook. Well, with the loss yesterday, the Otters 1-3 against Schaumburg this season at Wintrust Field, but still leading the season series 4-3. If they win here, then they can clinch the season series. Last season, they only went 2-7 against Schaumburg. Schaumburg was a monster of a team last season. Ended up going all the way to the championship series against Quebec. But they started 2-0 against Schaumburg last season, then lost 7 straight. The last time they've won a season series against Schaumburg was in 2023 when they went 52-44 and they made the championship series. That's another win at home, though, yesterday for Schaumburg. 28-15 now at home. They ended up tying their longest winning streak at home in franchise history. They won 9 straight to start the year at home and won their 400th home game back on July the 2nd. So, good home team, Wintrust Field. The Otters don't necessarily perform too well so far this season, again, at Wintrust Field against the Boomers, but hopefully that changes here against Cole Cook. Yesterday, there was a little bit of a weird discrepancy in terms of the hits. All 8 hits came off of 4 multi-hit games. 1 from Fitzgerald, 1 from Anthony Calarco, 1 from Cole Turney, and 1 from Fedco. Now, Fedco isn't in the lineup today, but the other 3 are, so I'm going to have to try and find a way to stop Fitzgerald, Calarco, and Fedco. And also the new guys, technical new guys that haven't played against Schaumburg or haven't played against Evansville yet. Tolley, Dawson, and Anthony Calarco. Tolley and Dawson ended up going 0-for-6, but Calarco was able to hit the ball well against Evansville this season. This is the first time Cade Marcourt is catching Landon Williman this season. Marcourt, so far, has only played in 2 games this year, and he caught Yohan Gonzalez and Ryan Wiltsey. So hopefully, good start here for Marcourt against Schaumburg, and maybe it'll be a nice 1-2 battery between him and Williman today. Otters also are on the hunt for franchise win number 1,400. 1,400th franchise victory. They can get it today with a victory. Right now, they're 1399 and 1391. So that'll be a cool little milestone. Of course, obviously, the 1,500 mark is kind of the big milestone there. But that won't happen for maybe a couple more years, depending on how things go. So, celebrating 1,400 if we get a win today, and the magic number will go down to 3, looking to clinch as early as Friday against Lake Erie. Schaumburg's coming out onto the field as the Boomers are wearing the black jerseys yet again. Second straight day they're wearing those. Otters on the other side wearing the gray unis after wearing blue yesterday. 10-5 in the gray jerseys this season. On the other side, 22-12 in the black jerseys for Schaumburg, 13-2 at home. That will take you to the national anthem here before first pitch from Wintrust Field on the Otters Digital Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, this time we ask you please rise, kindly remove your caps as we welcome the VFW District 4 Color Guard presenting tonight's colors. Please turn your attention to the flag of the United States of America where it flies just beyond our center field wall. This evening, the Star Spangled Banner will be performed by the Spring Valley Concert Band. Ladies and gentlemen, this is our national anthem.
Ready for game 2 of 3 between the Schaumburg Boomers and the Evansville Otters. Take a look here quickly at the out-of-town scoreboard before things get situated here in game 2. Windy City, of course, had the early game today. Windy City won 9-2 against Mississippi. That game started at 11 this morning. 4 runs in the first inning for Windy City, 2 in the third, 1 in the fifth, 1 in the seventh, and 1 in the eighth. They had 9 runs on 13 hits, and Carlos Pena had a good game. Mississippi only scoring 1 in the fourth, 1 in the fifth inning. Florence won 7-3 against Lake Erie in game 1 of the doubleheader. Eli Magic got the win against Alex Garbrick for the Crushers. Down East is winning 2-1 against Tri-City in the bottom of the fifth inning. Ottawa, New York just starting. Quebec, Joliet just starting. Joliet beat Quebec yesterday. Sussex up 1-0 on Troyes, and every other game just getting ready to go. Cole Cook, 4.37 ERA in 111.1 innings. A lot of ones there. 28 walks compared to 106 strikeouts. A fantastic walk to strikeout ratio for him. He's currently sitting at a 7-8 record. He had a 7-inning performance in his last outing on the 20th against Windy City. Through 7 innings, he gave up 8 hits, 3 runs, 2 of them earned, 2 walks, 1 strikeout, and earned the loss against the Thunderbolts. Now, the Thunderbolts, with their game being done and over with earlier today against Mississippi, they are going to be watching intently and rooting for the Otters, because if the Otters win this game, then Windy City is only a game back of the division. So, if anybody here's a Windy City Thunderbolts fan, hey, how we doing? My name's Evan Patoka, and we're getting ready here for game 2 of 3. We're on the Otters side of things here. Our lineup for the Otters is Ponder, Jones, Brown, and Gonzalez yet again, with Blake Robertson batting 5th in left field. LG Castillo's the DH today, hitting 6th. Mark Black is in right field, hitting 7th. Cade Marcourt is catching, batting 8th, and TJ Salvaggio hits 9th at shortstop. Cole Cook had a rough first go-around against Evansville. 5 innings, 10 hits, 10 earned runs, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. He gave up a homer, earned the loss. He's had a 7-8 record, even with his stats relatively being pretty good. It's the first pitch at 6:35 exactly. Right on time here in game 2 is fouled off for strike 1. The Ponder drove in the only run for the Otters yesterday. RBI single that brought in Chris Quitzer from third, as it's fouled back yet again, and it's 0-2. 2 for 4 with a double and a run driven in yesterday for Ponder. Our umpires for today, Henry Schmulwitz behind the plate. Calling the balls and strikes with Elliot Brown at first and the crew chief Alex Lowry at third. So that one misses low, and it's 1-2 to Ponder. Ponder does have 2 leadoff home runs this season. Last one was just a few days ago against Washington, 8 days ago. Fouled away yet again. Still remains at 1-2. There's been 3 leadoff home runs this season for Evansville. Linscott on the 5th of June against Schaumburg. That was on the first pitch of the game. And that was here at Wintrust Field. Maybe it'll happen again. Oh, there's a swing and a miss, so it won't happen this time. First strikeout for Cook, and that's out number 1 in the top of the first. 107 strikeouts now for Cole Cook, really rising the ranks in terms of the Ks. Kellen Brothers of Sussex County leads the league in strikeouts heading into today's games. There's a fly ball into center field, and making the running grab out there is Banks Tolley for out number 2. Braden Alleman has 113 from Quebec. Sonny Fauci for New Jersey's at 112, and then Cole Cook at 106. Just moving ahead of Anthony Escobar with Trois Riviere with that last strikeout of Ponder. So 2 down quickly here in the first inning, and that'll bring up Logan Brown. It's wrestling night here at Wintrust Field, which means we're probably going to be hearing a lot of wrestling theme music and whatnot. Never really was too big into wrestling, but I know it has a huge fan base. One and one to Logan Brown as that one misses in the dirt. 2 for 4 yesterday for Logan Brown. Multi-hit game number 29. Now hitting at a .337, leads the team. Called a strike, and it's 1-2. 22.5% strikeout rate for Cole Cook. Ground ball over to second base. And Chase Dawson will toss to first. A 1-2-3. Top of the first inning for Cole Cook. We'll head to the bottom half. And it is a no score so far on the Otters Digital Network.
I am right behind home plate at the Dave & Buster's seat upgrade. I'm with the Theme family, and there are winners here today. From birthday parties to group outings to corporate events, Dave & Buster's in the streets of Woodfield have it all. Eat, play, watch, drink, win, everything at Dave & Buster's in the streets of Woodfield and Schaumburg. And now, from Schaumburg, the finest Frontier League mascot you'll ever meet, Coop the Boomer. Coop brought to you by Ascension Health. He's here to high five, he's here to sign autographs, he's here to take selfies, and have a great time with each and every one of you. If you see Coop, make sure you say hi. And the coaches on base pass for Brewers down at first base. For receiver search contestant winner, Phil Prado at third base this Super. Jamie Bennett. Leading off the first for Brewers, shortstop number 7, Alec Craig.
First inning is brought to you by the Mesker Park Zoo and Botanical Gardens. Visit the Mesker Park Zoo at 1545 Mesker Park Drive in Evansville, Indiana. Well, yesterday Schaumburg scored in the first inning, just a 1 run. Hopefully Landon Williman can avoid that happening a second straight time. He has got a 5.54 ERA in 87 and 2/3 innings. He threw a season-high 7 innings with a season-high 7 strikeouts against Washington back on the 20th. That was his last start, but gave up 6 hits, 4 earned. And it was a 4-0 shutout loss for Evansville, with Landon Williman's record now at a 3-6. First pitch misses for ball 1 to Alec Craig, who leads it off. That is called a strike. Craig, Clark, Fitzgerald, the top 3. Calarco, Dawson, Tolley, 4, 5, 6. And Turney, Calarco, Moody, 7, 8, 9. Another fastball, this time a little low, and it's 2-1. Craig added to his Frontier League leading walk total yesterday, up to 86 now. That ended up going 0 for 3. Fouled away off to the left side. Foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best, never regret it. And it's 2-2. Craig now hitting at a 255. This is game number 91 for him. 2-2. A little high and away, and it's a full count. Now, Craig did lead off with a walk in the first inning yesterday and came around to score. Payoff. There is a base hit into right field. Alec Craig gets a low fastball and sends it into right field, leading off the first with a single. He's on first with nobody out for Kellum Clark. Williman is faced off against Schaumburg twice. Back-to-back outings. 5 innings, 11 hits, 7 runs, 6 earned, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts on June 7th. Earned the loss there. And then only pitched 2 innings, but they were scoreless in the 4-1 victory against the Boomers on June 13th. First pitch misses inside for ball 1 to Kellum Clark. 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-1. Seen some very aggressive hacks so far this series for Clark. Hasn't really paid off for him just yet. He went 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts yesterday. Throw back to first is not in time. Craig, 25 for 30 on stolen bases this season. He stole one yesterday. Kellum Clark hitting at a 329 in August. 7 doubles, 3 homers, 22 RBIs. Popped up left side of the infield. Salvaggio will call off Gonzalez and make the catch for out number 1.
Now batting the Boomers, first baseman number 5, Kyle Fitzgerald.
Well, Kyle Fitzgerald was doing a lot of the damage yesterday against the Otters. He ended up going 2 for 3, 2 runs driven in, scored twice as well. Was involved in all 4 runs that Schaumburg scored in yesterday's ballgame. It was his 26th multi-hit game in his second straight after going 2 for 3 on Sunday against the Crushers. First pitch is called a strike. Fitzgerald 0 for 4 with a strikeout this season against Williman. Throw back to first yet again. First disengagement in this at-bat for Williman. Well, the 11 hits that Williman gave up on the 7th of June against Schaumburg, a season high. Fouled back to the boards, and it's 0-2. A couple of season highs, though, mentioned before against Washington back on the 20th, 7 innings, 7 strikeouts. Also tied his season high with 105 pitches thrown with the start he had on July 28th against New York. 0-2 to Fitzgerald. Throwback yet again. A couple of close calls over there at first, and Craig has been safe every time. That's 2 disengagements now for Williman. No score here in the bottom of the first inning between Schaumburg and Evansville. Both these teams in a playoff spot currently, but neither of them have clinched yet. 0-2 runner goes. Called a ball, throw to second base is not in time, and Alec Craig will take second base. His 26th stolen bag of the year, and he's into scoring position with 1 out. So 1-2 pitch coming to Fitzgerald. Now a chance to bring in that first run yet again, just like yesterday. Williman kicks and fires a breaking ball that's fouled away. Williman's strikeout percentage is at a 17.2. Gets a lot of ground balls, 40.7% of the time. Another 1-2 coming. And another foul ball off to the right side this time. Still remains at 1-2. In terms of the hitting side of things, for Fitzgerald, his strikeout percentage of 19.2%. He's got 79 of them this season. Williman, couple looks back to second. Now another 1-2 coming. Will miss low. The team strikeout percentage for Schaumburg is at a 17.9. Walk percentage is at a 13.9. Now the 2-2. Breaking ball misses low, and it's a full count. Walk will put 2 on with 1 out for another lefty in Calarco. Same 5 lefties as yesterday for the Boomers. Craig, Clark, Calarco, Dawson, Turney, with Alex Calarco, the switch hitter. Payoff. That is a fly ball into deep left field. That's going to get over the head of Robertson all the way to the wall. Alec Craig will come in to score, and an RBI double for Kyle Fitzgerald has put Schaumburg on the board in the first inning. For the second straight game, it's 1-0. Now Fitzgerald continues his hot hitting against the Otters in this series, driving in his 3rd run. Double number 21 on the season as Craig comes around to score easily. Now Fitzgerald on second with 1 out for Anthony Calarco. Schaumburg scoring in the first inning for the second straight game. First pitch is outside for ball 1. Anthony Calarco hitting .287 so far in August. 5 doubles, a home run, and 14 runs driven in. 1-0. There's a fly ball into left field. Robertson going back, and he will not be able to get there. It's going to get all the way to the wall. Rounding third is Fitzgerald. He will come in to score. And back-to-back RBI doubles for Fitzgerald and Calarco put Schaumburg on top 2-0. Now Robertson wasn't able to control that one in left field. Ends up getting past him all the way to the wall. Basically the same spot as the one where Fitzgerald went. And Schaumburg's up early here. It's 2-0. First pitch to Chase Dawson is going to miss outside for ball 1. 1-0 pitch is ripped foul off the netting over to the right side. When Schaumburg scores first, they are 35-16. Drops at 20-6 at home. This is a very good home team. They're average at a 300 now at home this season. It's near a 230 on the road. A little low, and it's 2-1. Now Otters going to have some work to do to try and come back from this one. Facing an early deficit yet again. 2-1 from Williman is high for ball 3. This is already a long inning. First inning for Williman. He's on pitch number 24 now. Chase Dawson had an 0 for 3 day yesterday with a walk. Hitting at a 240 now in his 14th game. As that will miss for ball 4. And the inning continues. 2 on with 1 out. That'll bring up Banks Tully. Banks Tully struggling a little bit. His last 6 games, he's won for his last 18. But that's 2 on here with 1 out in the bottom of the first inning. Schaumburg has a 2-0 lead already off of back-to-back RBI doubles. First pitch is called a strike. Tully 0 for 3 yesterday with a walk and 2 strikeouts. Even with this slump, he's still hitting 271 in August. Fouls one off himself, and he is in some pain. Probably going to need a trainer to come out there for Tully. And sucks for Tully. He has already spent some time on the IL. So hopefully this isn't anything too bad. Checking out that ankle area. Tully was on the 14-day injured list from May 14th to July 2nd. So missed a pretty decent amount of time in his second season with the Boomers. Last season, he played very well, and he played in 73 games. 313 average, 82 hits. He hit 12 homers, drove in 65 runs. And he's looking like he will head back to the dish, and he'll be fine. We'll be facing an 0-2, though, against Williman. Calarco on second base, Dawson on first. It was Fitzgerald and Calarco that drove in 3 of the 4 runs yesterday, and now they've driven in both the runs here for Schaumburg, as Otters pitching can't get him out. 0-2 from Williman. It is just outside. The only hit from Tully out of his last 6 games was on the 22nd against Lake Erie. 1-2. Breaking ball misses high. Counts evened up at 2-2. Williman will look back to second base. Now the 2-2 is called strike 3. Throw back to first is not in time, but the strikeout of Tully is out number 2. Tully goes down looking. So 2 on now with 2 outs for Cole Turney. And Turney had himself a multi-hit game yesterday. Was one of the 4. 2 for 4 with a run driven in and a strikeout. It feels like Cole Turney always hits the ball well against the Otters. At least so far. He is hitting only 208, though, in August. Line error over to second base. It's bobbled at second by Amani Jones, and everyone's going to be safe. So that will load the bases. That ends a streak of 3 consecutive games without an error. As Anthony Calarco at third, Chase Dawson at second base, Cole Turney at first. Alex Calarco with the bases loaded and 2 outs here in the first inning. The Boomers have 5 grand slams this season, which is tied for the most in their franchise history. First pitch is called a strike, and it's 0-1. With the bases loaded, Alex Calarco hitting .333. Does have one of the grand slams, though. Kellum Clark has one. So does so does Will Prater. Calarco, though, went 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts for the second straight game yesterday. 0-2. Just misses low. He does have a strikeout in each of his last 12 games now after his 3K performance yesterday. Against Williman, he's only 0 for 1. The 1-2 pitch. That is called strike 3, lower half of the zone. Williman gets 2 strikeouts to end the inning and leave the bases loaded. But 2 runs come in, back-to-back RBI doubles for Fitzgerald and Calarco. Put Schaumburg on top early, 2-0, heading to the second inning on the Otters Digital Network.
Thank you in advance for your cooperation. Fans, it's time to tweet the DJ. Log into your Twitter or X account. Let us know what song you want to hear in the middle of the 6th. Send in your requests now for Anyways Grill and Pub music requests. And your song might be the one playing here at the ballpark. All right, fans, here comes Scoop the Boomer with a fresh, hot, cheesy pizza from Garibaldi's. Scoop will deliver that pizza to the loudest fans, so make some noise for delicious Garibaldi's pizza. Enjoy that gourmet pizza. Compliments of Garibaldi's, the official pizza of your Schaumburg Boomers. And the second inning is brought to you by the Illinois Bone and Joint Institute. Rosemary Clooney is one of the singers that made this song popular. Rosemary Clooney and to George.
Top of the second inning, the Otters are down 2-0 after the back-to-back RBI doubles from Fitzgerald and Anthony Calarco. They're going to have to come back from down a couple here against Cole Cook. Cole Cook had a nice 1-2-3 inning in the top of the first. Struck out Ponder, got Amani Jones to fly out to center, and then a ground out to second base for Logan Brown. First pitch misses high for ball 1. It's Marcos Gonzalez, Blake Robertson, and LG Castillo. Only 2 lefties in the lineup today, Brown and Robertson. Both Quitzer and Barthol getting the day off. Called a strike, and it's 1-1. 1 for 4 day yesterday for Gonzalez with a strikeout. One from Cook is just outside. Now, Cook doesn't throw the fastest. Feels like it's always guys who can't throw the fastest that just dominate the Frontier League. 2-1. Little high, and it is ball 3. Schaumburg pitching didn't walk anybody yesterday. It's pretty much the MO of that pitching staff. 3-1 is a blooper into shallow left field that'll drop in for a base hit. Marcos Gonzalez just gets one in between Craig Tolley and Clark, and it's the first hit of the day for Evansville. Leads off the top of the second inning. Blake Robertson up for the first time in a lefty-lefty against Cook. 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts yesterday. Has multiple strikeouts now in 3 of his last 5 games. First pitch is a little outside. Robertson only 1 for 12 here at Wintrust Field this season with 5 strikeouts. Has a runner on first with nobody out, though. Does represent the tying run. Grounder over to third base. Throw to second for 1. No throw to first as Robertson will reach on the fielder's choice. That was a very awkwardly hit ball that I think might have caught Anthony Calarco off guard. He hesitated a little bit before throwing it to second base. So Robertson trades places with Gonzalez. He's now at first with 1 out for LG Castillo. And take a look at the replay. That had some very interesting backspin on it. They're just able to get the 1 out. First pitch is a little high for ball 1 to Castillo. Castillo 0 for 11 here at Wintrust Field with 5 strikeouts. But he does have a home run against Cook this season. That was back at Bossy Field. Outside, and it's ball 2. Includes an 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts yesterday. Yesterday, Schaumburg pitching struck out 10, didn't walk anybody. Two-0. Grounder right back to Cook. He'll throw to second for 1, on to first. And it's a double play, 1-4-3. That ends the second inning. So another 1-2-3 for Cook through 2 scoreless as we will head to the bottom half of the second inning. 2-0 Schaumburg on the Otters Digital Network.
Brought to you by I Smell Bacon Barbecue. Guys, are we ready? Oh, they're ready. Let's get going with question number 1. How many branches of the U.S. military are there? A, 6, B, 5, C, 9, or D, 4? They feel confident with 6. Is it 6? It is! All right, guys, you're 1 for 1. Let's keep the ball rolling with question number 2. What branch of the military was Road Dogg, our famous wrestler here tonight, a part of? Was it A, the Coast Guard, B, the Marines, C, the Army, or D, the Navy? They're saying Marines. Is it B? It is! All right, guys, 2 for 2. Let's hit the home run with question number 3. What tag team was Road Dogg a part of? A, the Usos, B, the Hart Foundation, C, the New Age Outlaws, or D, Evolution? They're feeling confident on the New Age Outlaws. Is it C? It is! All right, guys. You went 3 for 3. Don't worry. You're not going to go home empty-handed, but hey, can I get a homers? You heard it down here, Brendan. Back up to you in the booth. Leading on the second for the Boomers, right fielder, number 14, Kai Moody.
Second inning is brought to you by J.E. Shekel Armor Protection. Founded in 1978, J.E. Shekel is the Tri-State's premier residential, commercial, industrial service and construction company. Otters have gone 6 up, 6 down. Even with the single for Marcos Gonzalez, it resulted in a fielder's choice and a 1-4-3 double play. So Cole Cook has faced the minimum through 2. First pitch base hit for Kai Moody. And there's a leadoff single to start the bottom of the second inning for Schaumburg. First pitch base hit for Moody, who is making his first appearance of the season against Evansville. Takes the first pitch he sees into left field. Alec Craig has a base hit as well. 2 runs on 4 hits, no errors so far for Schaumburg. Moody on first base with nobody out. Craig singled and came around to score. First pitch is called a strike, and it's 0-1. Craig, that was his 89th hit of the season, his first since the 21st against Lake Erie. Oh, 1. Fouled away off to the left side, and it's 0-2. Alec Craig, a Frontier League champion with Schaumburg back in 2021, his 6th season with the Boomers. He has a lot of franchise records that he actually took a lot of them this season from Chase Dawson, who he's now teammates with yet again. 0-2 from Williman is going to wait. The pickoff to first gets away from Logan Brown, and Kai Moody is going to head all the way to third base and stop there. The throw goes over to third, but it's not in time. Second error of the day for Evansville has brought Moody all the way to third base. He's 90 feet away from another run coming in. So Craig, a chance to drive in another run here for Schaumburg and make it 3-0. It has been an all-around rough game to start for Evansville. Fouled away right over the netting and over the stadium. Foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best, never regret it. Another 0-2 coming here from Williman to Alec Craig. It's in the dirt, and it's 1-2. Craig, 258 last season for Schaumburg. His best season average-wise was 291 back in 2024. He has been a relatively healthy guy his entire career, except for last season. He only played in 54 games. But take a look from 2021, 87 games, played all 96 in 2022, just missed 1 game in 2023, has only missed 1 game this season. There's a fly ball into right field. That's going to drop in for a base hit. Moody will come in to score, and Schaumburg has taken a 3-0 lead. 2 for 2 for Alec Craig. RBI number 40 for him this season, as Schaumburg takes advantage of the error on the pickoff and bring in a third run. First pitch to Clark is called a strike. Craig at first, he already has a stolen base today. He had a stolen base yesterday as well, so he's definitely bound to steal. Most likely at some point in this at-bat, you'd assume. 0-1 is going to miss. Good stop from Marquardt, and it's 1-1. So now 3 runs on 5 hits. Craig has 2 of them. It's his 21st multi-hit game of the season, and he got it done by the second inning. So that's a swing and a miss, and it's 1-2. Clark, even with the 0 for 4 yesterday, he is still hitting at a .336. 1-2 is going to be low. Gets a little bit past Marquardt, not too far, though. And the count evens at 2-2. Well, Kellum Clark spent last season with the Rocky Mountain Vibes, was teammates with Sam Linscott. That Rocky Mountain Vibes team finished 47-47, 7th in the Pioneer League. They had a series. Their first series of the season was against the Colorado Springs Sky Sox, which I don't even think exist anymore. They outscored them 103-28. Think about that. 6 games, 103-28. What is that an average of? How many runs is that per game? Quick math real quick. That's an average of 17 runs per game. 2-2 just misses outside. That included a 23-2 win in 7 innings, but still finished 47-47. Now, both Rocky Mountain and Colorado Springs don't exist anymore, as they were replaced by Long Beach, Modesto, and Red Pocket. Runner goes as that one's fouled away over to the on-deck circle, where Kyle Fitzgerald is. Craig will head back to first. Now another 3-2 coming to Clark. The Pioneer League usually has so much offense because so many of their teams are in high elevation areas. Rocky Mountain not exempt from that. 377 for Clark last season. Runner goes again, and that's ball 4. So Craig will not get credited for the stolen base. He'll just head to second on the walk. Second walk issued by Williman. 2 are on here with nobody out for Kyle Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald hit an RBI double and came around to score himself. Has another opportunity to drive in more runs here for Schaumburg. Two on, nobody out. 3-0 Schaumburg here in the bottom of the second inning. Bunt dropped down the third base line to Gonzalez. His throw to first is in time for out number 1. Sack bunt will successfully advance the runners on the 5-3 putout. Craig at third, now with Clark at second base and Anthony Calarco. He has an RBI double as well, doubled in Fitzgerald. And he's got runners at second and third with 1 out. First pitch will miss high and away for ball 1. Calarco, the MVP winner last season. Him and his brother both on the same team. First pair of brothers to play on the Boomers in their franchise history. They also played on the same collegiate squad at Northwestern. Calarco missed a decent amount of the season. He's not really in MVP contention right now. 1-1. Ground ball into right field for a base hit. 1 run will come in. Stopping at third is Clark. And another RBI hit for Calarco. And it's 4-0 Schaumburg in the second inning. Though Schaumburg's offense not really wavering from yesterday. As that base hit, that took a really weird hop when it hit the outfield grass, but so only 1 run came in there. Calarco's now 2 for 2 with 2 RBIs, as the Otters are unable to get either him or Fitzgerald out this series. Craig is also 2 for 2. Calarco 28th multi-hit game in his second straight, and there's a liner right to short caught by Salvaggio, and that's out number 2.
Now batting for the Boomers, center fielders, number 13, Banks, Tully.
Totally struck out looking in his first at bat. He fouled one off his ankle and ended up staying in the game, which is good. At first, it looked pretty bad, but he just ends up staying in the game. Foul ball right over the box, and it's 0-1. Otters already have somebody warming in the bullpen. Chase Cribble. We have seen Chase Cribble pitch 4 innings at one point. So long relief stint possibly for him. Called a high ball, and it's 1-1. Clark on third now with Clarko on first. Ground ball over to short. Salvaggio will throw to second for out number 3. 2 more runs come in for Schaumburg. RBI singles for Craig and Calarco make it 4-0 Boomers heading to the third on the Otters digital network.
0% financing on new installations. Looking for friendly 5-star service? For a limited time, your service call is free with any repair. For comfort, convenience, and care, make sure you give Presidential a call for your heating and air. We got Chris, we got Aaron. Chris and Aaron running the Portland race today?
We got Chris, we have Aaron, we have Sarah, we have Marco behind the camera, and we have yours truly at the mic. All right, everybody, it's time for the Rent Right forklift race, all right? I have Joy in the yellow forklift. I have Athena in the red forklift. My mistake. This game's very simple, all right? When I say go, just step on that gas pedal and make it all the way down to that finish line. Girls, are we ready? Well, let's scream it and make ready, Brian. Well, let's get started in 3, 2, 1, go! And they are off. Athena with an early lead, but Joy coming from behind. Looks to me a finish maker here today, and looks like Joy will take it home all the way. Don't worry, Athena. Don't worry. We're not forgetting about you. All right. Don't worry, girls. You'll go home a winner, but hey, can I go Boomers? Oh, you heard him down here, Brendan. Back up to you in the booth.
Third inning is brought to you by Jake Food.
Top of the third inning here at Wintrust Field. The Otters this season have 5 comeback wins when they have been down by 4 or more runs, and they're down 4 here. Still early into the game, but they're going to need a lot to go their way if they want to come back from down 4 here against Schaumburg, who is already looking like their offense is clicking on all cylinders in Game 2 of this series, as they already have 4 runs on 6 hits. 4 of those hits have gone to Alec Craig and Anthony Calarco, and Fitzgerald and Kai Moody have the other 2. Bottom 3, Mark Black, Cade Marcourt, TJ Salvaggio lead it off. Cole Cook has faced the minimum, gave up the single to Marcos Gonzalez, but a fielder's choice in a double play got him another 1-2-3 inning. First pitch is a little outside to Mark Black for ball 1. 0 for 2 with a strikeout yesterday. Mark Black was catching, now in right field. Another one just outside. Basically the same spot as the last one, and it's 2-0. Cook kicks and deals. That one is called a strike on the lower half of the zone. Otters win their opponent scores first, 18-24. They are over 500, though, when their opponent scores in the first inning. It is just a little bit of a decent deficit for them already. Fouled away, it's 2-2. The Otters got the full Thompson experience yesterday. Ross Thompson got the win. Daryl Thompson got the save. It was his first outing back with Schaumburg. That is called strike 3, and Mark Black goes down looking for out number 1. Second strikeout for Cook, and that'll bring up Cade Marquardt. Third game for Marquardt with the Otters this season. Has a hit in each of his first 2. First pitch is a little low. 1 for 4 with an RBI on Friday against Florence. 1 for 3 with an RBI and a strikeout on Sunday. There's a grounder down the line. That's a fair ball. That's going to get all the way over to the tarp. Marquardt's heading for second base, and he'll get there with his first Otters double. Oh, good start to the day for Cade Marquardt. First Otters double, his 5th overall this season. If you take into account his time with Sioux City, he's on second base with 1 out for TJ Salvaggio. Salvaggio's 14-game hitting streak ended yesterday after an 0 for 2. The second longest hitting streak for the Otters this season. Started on August 6th and ended Sunday. First pitch a little low for ball 1. So runner on second here, the first runner in scoring position for Evansville today. See if the Otters can cut into that deficit here in the top of the 3rd. Inside, and it's 2-0. Salvaggio hitting at a .305, still leading the team in home runs. Dennis Pierce still on the IL. Same with David Eckes. 2-0. That is called a strike. So Chase Cribble was warming in the bullpen to start the second inning after the couple runs came in for Schaumburg, but no longer warming. So Williman possibly going to come out there for the 3rd. We have seen a couple of shorter outings for Williman. He is already at 55 pitches through 2 innings. Fouled right over to Andy McCauley at third base, and it's 2-2. Well, Marquardt with Briarcliff this season hit 14 doubles. Now has 6 in his pro career. Or 5 in his pro career now. Salvaggio has 20 this season. 2-2 grounder over to Dawson. He's going to bobble it, and he'll just eat it as Salvaggio will reach. Marquardt does stay at second base. But now 2 are on, with 1 out for the top of the lineup in John Ponder, as the error will be given to to Calarco at 3rd. So 2 1/3 innings in, and we have 3 errors already. Second and first, 1 out for Ponder. Back pick over to second base. And heading back there safely is Marquardt. I don't see too many of those. Throw was a little off, though, as Marquardt was able to get back safely. Guess Alex Calarco didn't really like how far Marquardt was off of second base. Ponder with his RBI single yesterday. That was his 50th run driven in of the season. That one's low. Blocked by Calarco, and it's 1-1. Ponder struck out to start the game off. Marquardt at second, Salvaggio at first, reached on the air after Marquardt's double with 1 out. One. Grounder off the glove of Calarco as he will tag Marquardt for out number 2. And the fielder's choice goes to Ponder. That one almost slipped under the glove of Anthony Calarco. It was a nice play and bobbled, but he recovers and gets the tag off, but the umpire calls Marquardt out of the base path. That is out number 2. It'll bring up Amani Jones. So Salvaggio now at second with Ponder at first, 2 outs. Monty Jones flew out to center on the first pitch he saw in his first at bat. As the first pitch from Cook is a strike on the higher half. Jones has a hit in 11 out of his last 13 games, including a hit in his last 3. That will just miss low, and it's 1-1. Jones with 2 outs and runners in scoring position, hitting .222, 6 for 27. As he swings and misses, and it's 1-2. Otters looking to get on the board here in the top of the third inning, already down 4-0. One-two from Cook. Swing and a miss for strike 3, and Jones goes down swinging. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Cook. 3 overall as the Otters get a couple of base runners but can't bring anybody home. Still 4-0 Boomers as we head to the bottom of the third inning on the Otters Digital Network.
Basket Brigade. Castro. Ducon. Ellie Reinfleisch. Ellen Lerner. Isaiah Enterprises Incorporated. The Illinois State Democrats. Jason Day. Mohawk Global Logistics. Rotel. Skill Up. Spring Valley Concert Band. The Sycamore Library. VFW District 4 Color Guard. And Weiss and Company. Hope you're all enjoying your evening with us here tonight at the Trumps. Leading on the third for the Boomers, designated hitter number 31, Cole Turney.
Third inning is brought to you by Precision Pest and Wildlife. Every great team brings precision to the field. We bring it to your home and business. Call 812-993-3341 or visit precisionpestwildlife.com. Let's elevate the standard together. First pitch to Cole Turney is fouled away. And Turney is 0 for 1, reached on an error at second base in his first at-bat. As the bottom 3 leading off Turney, Calarco, and Kai Moody. 0-1. Grounder foul. And it's 0-2. Cole Turney was a 34th round draft pick out of high school back in 2017. Didn't sign and ended up going to college. And I say that because remember when there were like 100 rounds in the draft? Nowadays, it kind of feels like 20 is a decent amount, but there were so many rounds before COVID. Popped up in a foul ground. Marcos Gonzalez has room, and he makes the catch for out number 1.
Now the Boomers catcher number 16, Alex Calarco.
Alex Calarco. So there were 40 rounds from 2012 to 2019. Before that, there were 50 rounds. 50 rounds. That will miss. Check swings a no-go, and it's 1-0. I feel like by the time, if I was a GM by the time we hit round 48, I would just be picking a random dude. You know, this guy looks like he'd be good. Why not? He's not going to sign anyways. So I definitely understand why they brought it down to 20 rounds. Of course, it does give college kids less of an opportunity to get drafted just because of less rounds, but for being completely honest, you're rarely going to see a 48th round draft pick make it to the league. It happens. It definitely happens, but not often. A little low, and it's a 3-1 count to Calarco. (3-1). Swing and a miss, and it's a full count. I also don't understand drafting a high school kid in the 34th round, because what are the odds that they're actually going to sign? You'd rather go to college, try and get some more money, right? Especially with NIL. That'll miss outside, and it's ball 4 to Calarco. Third walk issued by Williman, and there's a man on first with one out for Kai Moody. Saw one pitch against Williman and sent it in the left field for a base hit. First pitch. Foul, tip into the glove for strike one. Kai Moody was a deadline deal dealt here to Schaumburg for a Wyatt Cameron and a player to be named later from Tri-City. Outside. And there's always two different worlds when it comes to a trade. Kai Moody goes from a team that's out of the playoffs right now to a team that's leading their division. And then Wyatt Cameron the other way around. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-2. Kai Moody, 27-year-old from San Francisco. He did, though, go to school and lived in Japan between kindergarten and 5th grade. 1-2. Low and away. He's at a .251 average now in his 68th game. 8 homers, 44 RBIs. This is actually only his third game with Schaumburg. His first two, he went 0 for 3 against Windy City and 0 for 2 against Lake Erie on the 22nd. So that hit in the second inning was his first Schaumburg hit. Fouled away, and it's going to remain at 2-2. Moody was in the Pioneer League last season with the Colorado Springs Sky Sox. We were just talking about them with Kellum Clark. Hit .336, 8 homers, 69 RBIs. 2-2. There's a fly ball into deep left field. That's going to get down for extra bases in fair territory. Rounding third is Calarco. He will come in to score. Another RBI double, this time from Kai Moody, and Schaumburg's taken a 5-0 lead in the third inning. It's a third double for Schaumburg, and the third double that's brought in a run for Schaumburg as they've now scored still in every inning. I mentioned this yesterday, but Schaumburg is very good in the first 3 innings, outscoring their opponents 97-59 in the first 3 frames. Definitely going to increase with this one. 5-0. That would be 102-59 now. That one's going to get past Mark Court. Taking third base is Moody, and he takes a wide turn around third. Mark Court gets to it. 1-0 to Alec Craig. There's a lot of space behind the plate here at Wintrust Field, and anything that gets past, there is definitely an opportunity for somebody to take 2 bases if they wanted to, but You gotta really be a big old risk taker. Moody 2 for 2. First multi-hit game with Schaumburg, but overall his 17th of the season. Infield all the way in here for Craig as Cribble gets warming in the bullpen yet again. Called a strike, and it's 1-1. Well, Moody was 0 for his last 13 before today. Last hits he got was on the 14th against Trois Rivières. Went 2 for 4 with a triple. He has 3 triples this season. Fouled away, and it's 1-2 to Craig. Tri-City leads the league in triples with 24. Craig will call time. Well, the Otters play Lake Erie this weekend after this series. Schaumburg, this is the first of a 9-game homestand. That's a liner into left field. That'll drop in for a base hit. Moody will come in to score. 2 runs in each of the first 3 innings for Schaumburg. They now lead it 6-0 as Alec Craig is now 3 for 3. Well, Alec Craig was 3 for 27 before this game against the Otters, and he has doubled that hit total in the first 3 innings today. Williman's going to get taken out of the game, and it'll be up to Chase Cribble to get the job done in long relief. Keep it from getting worse. Landon Williman, though, for now, finishes with 2 1/3, 8 hits, 6 earned runs, 3 walks, and 2 strikeouts. Is responsible for the runner on first, though, in Craig. We'll take a quick break on the Otters Digital Network. Schaumburg's taking a 6-0 lead in the 3rd inning. Chase Cribble into the game. He has a 5.82 ERA in 17 innings so far this season. He's coming in for Williman here, and he's going to be tasked with a decent amount of innings, depending on how good he does. He is the lefty, though, coming in against a lot of lefties in this lineup for Schaumburg. Threw an inning, gave up a run, a home run against Florence back on Saturday. He has thrown 3 1/3 innings of scoreless relief so far in a game this season. That was back on the 13th against Gateway. Alec Craig's RBI single, though, made it 6-0 as 2 runs have come in each of the 3 innings offensively for Schaumburg, and there's still only 1 out. Kellum Clark is up with Craig on first again. Runner goes on the first pitch, called a strike, though to second base is not in time, and Craig takes another bag, his 27th of the season, second today, and he's in scoring position with 1 out, and an 0-1 coming to Clark. 0-1 from Cribble. As he takes a look back to second, now kicks and deals a ball low and away. Cribble's 7 scoreless outings this season. Had 6 straight from July 24th to August 4th. One. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-2. Clark so far has a fly out to Salvaggio. It's short and a walk. As Evansville goes to the bullpen early here in game 2 of the series. 1-2 is going to miss. Craig 3 for 3, Calarco 2 for 2, Kai Moody 2 for 2 as well, as that one will miss a little outside, and it's a full count 3-2. 3 innings, the Boomers already have as many hits as they did yesterday, with 2 more runs scored as well. Payoff pitch from Cribble to Clark. Ground ball to first, but foul, and we'll do it again 3-2. Schaumburg, when they score 4 more runs, are 49-16, 28-7 at home. And Cole Cook has been pitching the ball very well so far, has thrown 3 scoreless innings. Payoff yet again. Popped up into foul ground into left field, heading into fair territory. No, it will land foul, and Gonzalez did not know where that was. Lost the ball in the light, so he just hit the deck as it lands in the bullpen for Evansville. Without the guys were running, it looked like it was going to go fair, but Gonzalez just had no idea where it was. Another 3-2 coming from Cribble. He kicks and fires. Another foul ball for Clark. Clark has already walked. He has the walk and the fly out. 3 walks issued by Williman in his start. Another payoff. Going is Craig, and there's a ground ball over to first base. Logan Brown will look over to third while he tags the bag at first, and that's out number 2.
Now batting the Boomers, first baseman number 5, Kyle Fitzgerald.
So Craig advances to third base, but there are 2 outs now for Fitzgerald. Drove in Craig with a double back in the first inning and then had a sac bunt in the second that allowed runners to move to second and third, and both of those came in to score. First pitch a little low and away for ball 1. Well, the Otters usually don't give up too many runs in the first 3 frames. Their opponents score the most in the 6th inning, 77 runs, 56 in the first, 33 in the second, which is the second lowest behind the 9th inning, 54 in the 3rd. But so far, 2 runs in each of those 3 innings scored by the Boomers. Ball 3, nothing so far in the zone for Fitzgerald. That RBI, his 63rd of the season. 3-0 is called a strike, and it's 3-1. Calarco extending his team lead in RBIs. He was tied with Clark with 70 before yesterday's game. He got an RBI yesterday, made it 71, and now he's at 73 after 2 runs being driven in on his 2 hits. Into center field, that'll drop in for a base hit. Craig will come in to score. And another run comes in for Schaumburg. It's 7-0 in the 3rd inning.
Batting for the Boomers, third baseman, number 36, Anthony Calarco.
So the inherited runner does come around to score for Cribble. It's only the 2nd inherited runner he has had this season. The first one to come around to score. Pickoff move to first. Now the throw to second as they get Fitzgerald on the pickoff move for out number 3. 3 runs come in for Schaumburg, and it's becoming a blowout early here. 7-0 Boomers, heading to the 4th on the Otters Digital Network.
Happy birthday, Mike. Happy birthday, Mike Bishop. That's great. Happy birthday, Joe Grandma. Happy number 75, Michael. Welcome, American Legion Post 690 Palatine. And happy 32nd anniversary, Eminem. Fans, it is time to light up the stadium. It's the Smile Cam presented by Kenneth Young Center. Show us those pearly whites, big smiles, big energy. You just might see yourself up on the big board. Smile Cam brought to you by Kenneth Young Center. Keep those smiles coming and enjoy the rest of the game. 4th inning is brought to you by Mark Heating and Air. Leading off with 4 for the Otters, first baseman number 28, Logan Brown.
Top of the 4th inning, it's a lot to a little here in Schaumburg, and it's not looking good on the side of Evansville. 7-0 Schaumburg has the lead. They have 7 runs on 9 hits, 1 error. The Otters have 0 runs, 2 hits, and 2 errors. See if the Otters can get on the board here in the top of the 4th inning. Logan Brown, Marcos Gonzalez, Blake Robertson lead off. Grounder through the middle. Dawson ranging. Throw to first is in time for out number 1.
Now batting for the Otters, third baseman number 2, Marcos Gonzalez.
Gonzalez hit a single in his first at bat. 1 for 1, now 5 for 17 at Wintrust Field. It is John Ponder and Amani Jones, both with the most hits in the lineup at Wintrust Field with 6. The Otters have not been good at all offensively here at Wintrust Field this season. But also, got to give credit to a good Schaumburg pitching staff that is 2nd in the league in ERA at 4.86. Otters, though, are 3rd at a 4.91 as that one's fouled away and it's 0-2. Cole Cook is working a lot quicker than he did in the previous innings. Williman's day is done officially with 2 1/3 innings, 8 hits, 7 earned runs, 3 walks, and 2 strikeouts. Grounder to third. Anthony Calarco scoops it. Throw across the diamond to first is out number 2. And the first 2 retired quickly here for Cole Cook. First pitch to Blake Robertson is called a strike. Robertson had a fielder's choice he reached on in his first at-bat, as it is now 0-2 as that one's called a strike. Seven pitches so far for Robertson, or for Cook in this inning. Trying to get through the fourth with ease. Swing and a miss, and that's strike three. Robertson goes down swinging, strikeout number 4 for Cook, and that will do it for the fourth inning. A very quick fourth for Cook. We'll head to the bottom half. Still 7-0 Schaumburg on the Otters Digital Network.
We've got cats and dogs, Sarah, Sock, Chris, all sorts of stuff. Let's hear what's happening.
We got the whole game down here, friend. They got the whole game. It is now time for the hometown bet partners, Disney Bet Reds. So let's make some noise! That's what I like to hear. I have Jaden in the cat costume down the first baseline, and I have Jesse in the dog costume down the third baseline. When I say go, they will hold their baseball bats to their heads, spin around 5 times. After that 5th time, drop the bat, run all the way down here, grab one pet toy, bring it back. Grab the second, bring it back. Grab the third, bring it back. The first one to get all 3 back will be our winners here today. Jesse, are we ready? Jaden, are we ready? Well, let's get spinning in 3, 2, 1, go! We got 1 spin. We got 2. We got 3. We got 4. And we have 5. Go, go, go! Jaden's got 1. Jesse's got 1. Jaden's got 2. Here's Jesse with 2. It'll come down to this. And it looks like Jaden is our winner here tonight with Jesse just behind him. Jaden, don't worry, Jesse. You'll go home with the prize too, but hey. Can I get a feel the boom? Oh, we're feeling the booms down here, Brendan. Back up to you.
Fourth innings brought to you by Sheet Metal Workers Local 20. For 138 years, Sheet Metal Workers have led the way in sheet metal industries like heating and air, architectural, industrial, and more. Visit smart20evansville.com for more information. Another good sunset here in Schaumburg. Cole Cook went through the fourth inning in record time, 9 pitches, as he got 2 groundouts and a strikeout of Robertson. He has so far gone through 4 scoreless innings with 0 walks and 4 strikeouts. It's Calarco, Dawson, and Tully, the top 3. 2 lefties in the top 3 up against Cribble, who came in for Williman. First pitch is called a strike, and it's 0-1. Cribble spent his first 3 seasons at Florida Gulf Coast before his last year this season at Pitt. Was also at the Kingsport Axeman. He actually owns a photography business as well. 27 Design is what it's called. But it's not like the numerals. It's TWOSEVN Design. So maybe it's worth checking out. 2-1. Anthony Calarco is 2 for 2. RBI double and an RBI single. 2-1 is outside for ball 3. Calarco spent some time in minor league ball with the Rangers organization. Only played 31 games. That was back in 2023. That was called a strike, and it's a full count 3-2. It was with the single-A Down East Wood Ducks after 2 games with the Arizona Complex League. That's low for ball 4. And Calarco leads off the bottom of the 4th inning with a walk. Chase Dawson so far is 0 for 1. A liner over to Salvaggio. It's short and a walk. 4 walks issued now by Otters pitching. Bunt showed and missed by Dawson as he tried to drag bunt. Dawson so far 0 for 4 in this series. 0-1 from Cribble. No bunt showed this time. That one is inside, and it's 1-1. So Dawson, he got invited to join the Nicaraguan national team from a man named Sandor Guido, who was the manager of the Nicaraguan team at the time. He got his residency and Nicaraguan citizenship, qualified for the World Baseball Classic, played with them this season, and as well as last year in the qualifiers. 1 for 4 against the DR, 1 for 4 against the Netherlands, 0 for 4 against Israel, and the final 0 for 4 against Venezuela, the eventual World Baseball Classic champions. Fouled away, and it's still 1-2. It's crazy to see in the Frontier League just somebody, just this dude who's leading off for Nicaragua in the World Baseball Classic. He led off all 4 games. The team managed by Dusty Baker. 1-2 is called, strike 3, and Dawson goes down looking. Third strikeout for Otters pitching, all of them looking. And that's out number 1 in the bottom of the 4th. Banks Tolley is 0 for 2. Strikeout looking and a fielder's choice grounded into to end the 2nd inning. First pitch called a strike. Tolley 8 for 24 against the Otters last season. Hit 2 homers out of his 12. Ripped down the line, and that is a foul ball. Right over towards the Otters bullpen. Said 86 off the bat on track, man. That seemed like it got hit a lot harder than 86. (0-2) from Cribble. A little low. But Tolley hit .333 in the playoffs last season. Got a hit in 8 of his 10 games. Went 3 for 5 on September 9th against Gateway. Popped up right side of the infield. Logan Brown will call everybody off just barely in foul ground to make the catch. And that's out number 2. Cole Turney up for the 3rd time, reached on an error and a fly out to third base. His 2 at-bats so far, he's 0 for 2. Well, I'm not too sure if we're really close to talking about to get a pitching mound visit, but we'll take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. Florence has scored 5 runs in the 4th inning. They're up 7-5 on Lake Erie. Not great. Not great for the old first wild card, but if Florence wins and the Otters lose, the Otters are still up 4 games on Florence in the first wild card. But right now, Windy City and Florence both win, and the Otters are not looking too likely that they're going to win today, even though there's still some game left. But we'll see what happens. Washington, though, they're down 12-5 against Gateway in the 4th inning. I don't know what's going on there. Called a strike, and it's 1-2. 12-5. They scored 2 in the first, 6 in the second, and 4 in the third. Kenton Egbert gave up 14 hits and 12 earned runs. Whoa. Kenton Egbert pitched against the Otters when we were in Washington last week. Through 5 2/3, only gave up 4 earned. I guess Gateway's just hitting everything out there now. Ground ball over to second base. Monty Jones will throw to first, and that is out number 3. The first scoreless inning of the day belongs to Chase Cribble. As he throws a scoreless fourth, we'll head to the 5th inning. Still 7-0 Schaumburg on the Otters Digital Network.
Aaron has it 2 nights in a row now. She did a nice job last night. See how she does here tonight. T-shirt number 1. T-shirt number 2. T-shirt number 3. And you guessed it, the 4th and final T-shirt.
Official t-shirt partner of the Schaumburg Boomers, located in the Hoffman States. Look with your logo or idea on anything that you choose. This better, LinkTees.com.
5th inning is brought to you by Flood Brothers.
Top of the 5th inning, 7-0 Schaumburg. Cole Cook back out there after his 4 scoreless. It will be LG Castillo, Mark Black, and Cade Marcourt, the top 3, leading off the top of the 5th inning. Otters looking to get on the board here in the 5th. Still getting shut out. They haven't been losing by this much since they got shut out 7-0 against Washington a couple weeks back. It's usually been a lot of close-ish games. Quickly 0-2 against LG. It was a 9-pitch inning that felt like it was 30 seconds long, and we were just already done with it. Cole Cook making quick work of the Otters offense so far. A night and day start compared to back on the 14th of June, where he gave up those 10 earned runs. Little low, and it's 1-2. Cook, 28 years old. He's from Washington, Illinois. So Washington, Pennsylvania, a Washington, D.C., a Washington State, a Washington, Illinois. There's too many Washingtons. Something's got to give. Something's got to give. 1-2. It's a little low. Washington, Illinois is just east of Peoria. Season number 3 with Schaumburg. Overall, his 6th in the Frontier League. You know what I'm going to say? If you played with Southern Illinois, you've been in the league a while, and he played with Southern Illinois in 2019. Ground ball right back to Cook. His throw to first is out number 1.
Now batting for the Otters, right fielder number 29, Mark Black.
5 games with Southern Illinois back in 2019. One of them was against Evansville on August 2nd, 2019. He threw 5 1/3 innings, gave up 2 earned runs, 3 hits, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts. Pitched against Florence twice, also pitched against the River City Rascals and Gateway. Fouled away by Mark Black, and it's 0-1. Spent 2021 not in the Frontier League. He was with the Gary South Shore Railcats, as well as the Missoula Paddleheads in the Pioneer League. That'll miss inside, and it's 1-1. Mark Black so far has a strikeout looking to lead off the 3rd inning. Spent 2022 and 2023 a little bit down the street with the Joliet Slammers. Has pitched over 100 innings in every season, except for that 2019 with the Miners. 22 to 26, all has thrown more than 100 innings. A little low, and it's 2-2. He had a great 2023, though. He had a 2.23 ERA in 137 innings. Walked 28 and struck out 131. Was an all-star. Won the Pitcher of the Year award as well. Led the league in ERA, wins, and innings pitched. He had a 12-2 record. Finished second in strikeouts. He had 17 quality starts. He's got 11 this season. Fouled away, and he is 5 outs away from getting number 12 today. Long at bat here for Mark Black, though. Schaumburg up 7-0 in the top of the 5th inning. Another payoff is a ground ball over to third. Anthony Calarco. Throw to first is in time for out number 2. And that 2023 season lasted 5 innings or longer in every outing there. Tossed at least 7 innings on 12 different occasions. And he had 3 stretches of 15 to 16 innings scoreless. First pitch inside to Marquardt, and it's 1-0. Marquardt, the only extra base hit of the day for Evansville, one of the 2 hits. His double and Gonzalez's single, the only 2 for Evansville. Outside, and it's 2-0. He was an all-star in 22, 23, 24, and 25. Didn't make the cut this season, though. So that'll hit the zone. He started the All-Star game last season for the Midwest team. Swing and a miss, and it's 2-2. Pitched in 2 games against Evansville last season. May 20th, he threw 5 innings, gave up 4 earned, 8 hits, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. And then on July 6th, he threw 6 innings, 3 earned, 6 hits, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts there as well. 2-2. Swing and a miss for strike 3. K number 5 for Cole Cook. He has a strikeout in every inning. Spread very evenly for Cook. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th inning, halfway home at Wintrust Field, 7-0 Boomers on the Otters Digital Network.
Sock, tell us about those sunflower seeds.
Oh, I will indeed, Brendan. If you take a look in section F, right below you to your right, I'm with Garrett and Jackson, and it's time for the smacking sunflower seed bucket shuffle. All right, guys, on that video board right there, there's going to be 3 buckets. One of them is going to have a sunflower seed. All you have to do is memorize which bucket has a seed in it when they get mixed around. Are we ready? They seem ready. I'm ready. Wintrust Field, are we ready? Let's see it. All right, number 2 in the middle. All right, guys, what are you thinking? 1, 2, or 3? They're saying 3. Yes! All right, guys, don't worry. You'll get a prize. But hey, can I get a bring the boot? Bring the boot! Where's bringing the boom down here, Brendan. Back up to you in the booth.
Leading on the fifth for the Boomers, catcher number 16, Alex Comarco.
Fifth innings brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. Bottomless apps. Anyone? Anyone? Bottomless apps? Anybody? Anybody? Visit either Evansville locations. 5405 Pearl Drive or 715 North Green River Road for details. First pitch from Cribble is called a strike. Alex Calarco hitting from the right side for the first time. It's Calarco, Moody, and Craig, 8-9-1, leading off the bottom of the fifth inning. Cribble ended up throwing the first scoreless inning of the day for Evansville. Other one called a strike, and it's 0-2. Strikeout looking and a walk. Came around to score in the third inning. Calarco now a strikeout in each of his last 13 games. So that'll miss. Calarco's 6'5". This umpiring crew, not necessarily the tallest, so he's kind of towering over the plate right now. 1-2, another one misses low. Two from Cribble. And it's low and in for ball 3. 4 walks issued by Otters pitching, 3 strikeouts. That will miss for ball 4. And another leadoff walk for Cribble, second straight one. Fifth walk for Otters pitching. And there's a man on first with nobody out for Kai Moody, who's 2 for 2 today. Has a single, came around to score in the second inning, and then hit an RBI double in the third and came around to score there as well. Calarco at first. Nobody out. Fouled away. 0-1 to Moody. Moody was with Cabrillo College for 2 seasons, then went to CSU Northridge for 3. There's a blooper into center field and another base hit from Moody as that lands out in front of Ponder. Kai Moody is 3 for 3 today. Same with Alec Craig as he stands in now looking for his second 4-hit game of the season. His only other 4-hit game, he went 4 for 4, scored 5 times on August 8th against Mississippi. Kai Moody also has a 4-hit game in 2026. First pitch is called a strike. This is the first time Craig has faced off against Cribble, though. He got his 3 hits against Williman, 3 singles. 2 of them drove in a run. He's scored 3 times already. Has 2 on here with nobody out. Outside, and it's 1-1. Going to be taking a look at this Washington Gateway game. It's 12-8 in the 4th. That game might end 30-29. There is another base hit for Craig as rounding third is Calarco. He'll get a late stop, signs the throw home, gets to Marquardt on a hop. Alec Craig, it's the 5th inning. He's 4 for 4 today. 4 singles for Alec Craig, his second 4-hit game of the season. And the bases are loaded with nobody out now for Kellum Clark. Oh, that'll immediately get somebody warming in the pen for Evansville. That is Anthony Tomczak warming in the pen. First pitch from Cribble is inside for ball 1 to Clark. One-zero is fouled back, and it's 1-1. Clark so far today is 0 for 2. He has a walk, a fly out to Salvaggio. It's short and a grounder to first. Cribble still has yet to give up a run. But with the bases loaded and nobody out, this is a prime opportunity to really make it a blowout for Schaumburg in the bottom of the 5th inning. A little low, and it's 2-1. Time call. There's a ball behind the plate. With the bases loaded this season, Clark, 333 average, 2 for 6. Mentioned previously, he does have one of those 5 grand slams for Schaumburg. One more grand slam, and it would break their franchise record for grand slams in a season. Popped up into foul ground. Gonzalez giving it a look, but that's going to fall into the stands. 2-2 now to Clark. Well, every time we get to that point in the game, using up a lot of pitchers, getting later into the inning, I always wonder if you're throwing a position player out there. Fouled away. That one's getting way out of here. Foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best, never regret it. Otters this season have refused to bring in a position player to pitch. Which makes me wonder, like, where the line is. That is called strike 3, and Clark goes down looking. 4 strikeout for Otters pitching, second for Cribble. All 4 of them have been looking, and that's out number 1. Cribble can still get out of this one. Fitzgerald, though, does have 2 hits and 2 runs driven in for the second straight game. Max Peterson coming out to the mound. He'll make the pitching change against the righty. Anthony Tomczak will head into the game. And Cribble will leave all 3 runners on base. His responsibility. We'll be right back. Still 7-0 Schaumburg, but they're knocking on the door of another run here on the Otters Digital Network.
Happy birthday, man. Hope you're enjoying yourself.
Anthony Tomczak into the game here for Chase Cribble. Cribble for now finishes with 2 innings scoreless, 3 hits, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts, but he has all 3 runners on base, his responsibility, with Calarco on third, Moody on second, and Alec Craig on first. Kai Moody now 3 for 3. Alec Craig now 4 for 4, as Schaumburg has managed now 7 runs on 11 hits through just 4 1/3 innings. Tomczak has a 5.96 ERA in 22 2/3 innings. Through a third of an inning, gave up gave up no earned runs, a hit and a strikeout, and got the win, his first win of the season in the comeback win against Florence back on Sunday. First pitch is called a strike to Kyle Fitzgerald. He has an RBI double, came around to score in the first inning, a sac bunt in the second, and then an RBI single in the third. Has the bases loaded here with one out. A 1 pitch is fouled back to the netting. And it's quickly 0-2 here against Fitzgerald. I'll have a mound visit here between Tom Zach and Mark Court. Lake Erie's trying to come back. They were up 5-2. They were down 7-6. They're down 7-5. They scored 1 in the 6th, and it's a 7-6 game. That's only a 7-inning game, though, because of the doubleheader. 15 walks, 31 strikeouts for Tom Zach so far this season. Whip at a 1.68. Not too much else in terms of offensive chaos besides that game in Washington Gateway. 0-2 is a little high. Tom Zach does have a strikeout in 17 of his 19 games. Dire need of a strikeout or a ground ball here to keep things at a 7-0 ball game. Tom Zach will step off. So after the time, another 1-2 coming. Ground ball to short. Toss to second for one. On to first. And dug out by Logan Brown, a double play. Tom Zach comes in with the bases loaded and 1 out and gets the job done. Another scoreless inning. It's still 7-0 Schaumburg, heading to the 6th on the Otters Digital Network.
All right, fans, turn your attention towards that first base bullpen. It is time for the Aegis Construction Aerosol Can Race. We've got Shaken Cream and Blue, Insect Repellent in red, Sunscreen Green, and a Sumo Wrestler. Cans and Sumo Wrestler, on your marks, get set, go! Here they come. The Sumo Wrestler is way out in the lead. I don't know what the cans are doing. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at the Sumo Wrestler go. And down the stretch they come. Here comes Sunscreen. Here comes Sunscreen. Here comes Sunscreen. Sunscreen with the win. From strong foundations, quality craftsmanship, Aegis Construction is built on reliability, safety, and getting the job done right. Your local team for roofing, siding, windows, and gutters. When you think roofing, think Aegis. 6th inning is brought to you by PEG-ER Roofing. Leading off the 6th for the Otters, shortstop number 19, TJ Salvaggio.
6th inning is brought to you by United Fidelity Bank, the experience you need and the service you deserve since 1914. Doing the read in the top half of the inning just to keep you on edge a little bit, keep you on your toes. 9-1-2 leading off against Cole Cook. He has been practically unhittable today. And it is 7-0 Schaumburg. First pitch will miss. Salvaggio reached on an error at third by Anthony Calarco. Ended up advancing to second base, but did not come around to score. Fouled away, and it's 1-1. Cole Cook has thrown 5 scoreless, 2 hits, no walks, and 5 strikeouts. But Chase Gribble finishes with 2 scoreless, and Tom Zach picks him up, gets the double play by Fitzgerald. That is called a strike outside edge, and it's 1-2. So Anthony Tomczak has now inherited 15 runners and has let 5 of them score, which raises his total from a 42% to a 30, lower it to a 35? Never was good at math. Swing and a miss in that strike 3. 6th strikeout for Cole Cook. Has 1 strikeout in every inning so far, and that will bring up John Ponder, top of the lineup. His 3rd at bat. He has a strikeout and a fielder's choice grounded into. First pitch from Cook is popped up on the infield, moving into the outfield grass and making the catch is Dawson, and that's out number 2. Oh, Cole Cook spent his collegiate seasons with Illinois Central back in 2016 and Bradley for 3 seasons, 2017 to 2019. His last season, he had 2.03 ERA in 62 innings. 17 walks, 38 strikeouts. Shout out Fetty Wap. First pitch to Amani Jones, called a strike. Played in the Alaska League in 2018 with the Anchorage Glacier Pilots. The Alaska League just seems so, like, out there, you know? Yeah, I'm going to play baseball in Alaska. What? What do you mean you're going to go play baseball in Alaska? But hey, it works. They play the midnight game. The midnight game honestly sounds like a fever dream of a game. It's 3 a.m., the sun's still out, and it's the 7th inning. A little low, and it's ball 3 to Jones. No walks issued yet for Cole Cook. 3-1. There's ball 4. That's the first walk issued in this series by Schaumburg pitching, as Amani Jones will take first base with 2 outs. Walk number 29 this season for Cook. Meanwhile, he has 112 strikeouts. Just giving you a second to let that sink in. First pitch to Logan Brown. A little outside. Well, back in 2017 with Bradley, Cole Cook threw a complete game against the University of Evansville, May 6th of 2017. 2 shutouts also involved in there. 8 wins, 6 losses. So he has been known to do this a little bit against Evansville-based teams, but also in 2018 he gave up a season-high 10 hits against Evansville when he was with Bradley back in 2018. So that, along with the 10 earned runs in his first start, it's really night and day how Cole Cook decides he wants to pitch against an Evansville-based team. 2-2 to Logan Brown. Lonnie Jones on first here with 2 down. Otters looking to avoid at least getting shut out here in the second game of this series. They were able to do so, scored 1 run. But this series is looking a lot like that first Washington series at EQT Park. Grounder over to short as Craig will throw to first for out number 3. And it's 6 scoreless so far for Cole Cook. Only at 78 pitches, so he's definitely bound to go a couple more innings here if he continues this. 7-0 Schaumburg heading to the bottom of the 6th inning on the Otters Digital Network.
For tonight's Military Appreciation Night, and as a continued celebration The singing of God Bless America performed by Stella Maris, also known as the Patriot Girl.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the lights from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans, white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Fans, who do you think will be the J. Crew player of the game tonight? J. Crew is proud to support hard work, hustle, and standout performance on the field. Stay tuned all game long. You never know who might step up and take home the honor. All right, fans, it is officially the Woodman's home run inning. Tonight's lucky contestant is Ethan House from West Mesquite, Illinois.
The Frontier League Network, powered by HGN, is the exclusive home of every Frontier League game this year. Head to EvansvilleOtters.com to sign up today and get a front row seat to every Otters game this year. You're getting a front row seat to a bit of a rough one today, as it's 7-0 Schaumburg. Anthony Tomczak, after inducing that double play to Fitzgerald, is back out there for another inning. He'll face off against Kolarko, Dawson, and Tully. Those three led off the fourth inning. Military Appreciation Day apparently today at the old ballpark in Schaumburg. So we had "God Bless America" being sung at the mid inning. You know, one underrated thing about being here in Chicago, and kind of had this same thing when we were in Windy City. This is the first time I've felt cold in months. It is impossible to feel cold in the summer in Evansville, so we come up here, and I feel like I need a hoodie. It's great. It's great. I'm not burning alive. Oh, man. Might be the only thing I miss about Schaumburg. Anthony Kolarko is 2 for 2. Has a couple of RBI hits, 1 double, 1 single, and a walk. He's reached 3 out of 3 times. First pitch a little high for ball 1. Fouled back. Foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best. Never regret it. Cole Cook is on his way to another quality start. Would be his 12th of the season. There is a blooper past the leap of Salvaggio and into left field for a base hit. That's the third Boomer with a 3-hit game today. He's got 3. Moody's got 3. Craig has 4. That'll bring up Chase Dawson. He's 0 for 2. So far, Dawson, Tully, and Turney have not gotten a base hit in this series, but it's been Craig and Kolarko and Fitzgerald that have just been doing numbers. There's a ground ball over to third. There's an infield single, though, from Dawson. Back-to-back singles leads off the bottom of the 6th inning for Schaumburg. So basically a swinging bunt for Dawson. That's his first hit against the Otters this season. Two on with nobody out. First pitch to Banks Tully is called a strike. Tully, 26 years old. He's from Madison, Mississippi. The 0-1. Grounder over to first, scooped up by Logan Brown. Basically another swinging bunt there as it will advance both runners to second and third. Cole Turney now with 2 on in scoring position and 1 out. Turney so far 0 for 3. Reached on an error, popped out to third base, and grounded out to second in his 3 at-bats so far today. Turney with runners in scoring position hitting .355, 11 for 31. He has got 3 home runs as well as 15 walks, 13 strikeouts. That one will get past Marcourt. Heading to the plate and scoring is Kolarko, and it is 8-0 Schaumburg. So another run coming in. Another one inside. That one's able to get grabbed by Marcourt. Now runner at third with 1 out. Dawson over there, 90 feet away from a 9th run coming in for Schaumburg. 2-0. Called a strike on the fastball, and it's 2-1. Well, Turney, we were talking about how he was drafted in the 34th round, didn't sign. He was out of William Travis High School. He's originally from San Antonio, as that one will get away from Marcourt, and a 9th run will come in. So Turney didn't even need to do anything for those 2 runs to come in. Otters just kind of doing it to themselves today. Couple of wild pitches, 2 errors on top of all the hits. And it is, if it wasn't a blowout before, it is now. So that one will miss, and it's ball 4 to Turney.
Now batting the Boomers, catcher number 16, Alex Kolarko.
Definitely a game to forget if you're the Otters. They've come back from down 8, but they have not come back from down 9 before. First pitch fouled away by Kolarko, and it's 0-1. Now with Turney on first base. Has not attempted a stolen base yet this season, so not much of a threat. He doesn't have anything of a lead at first base. He's basically standing next to Logan Brown at first base. That's how small of a lead he has. I hope they keep the camera on him. Oh, they're going to take it off. He takes 2 steps off of first. It's the shortest lead I've ever seen. 0-2 to Kolarko. Is going to miss high. Kolarko, only 15 games with Schaumburg last season, but he hit .383. Pretty good. Hit .343 in the playoffs as well. So that one will miss low for ball 2. 12 for 35 in 10 postseason games. Got a hit in 9 of those 10. Drove in 5 runs in the last 2 games of the championship series. That will miss. Well, both the Kolarko brothers mentioned they played together at Northwestern, but both of them ended up moving away from Northwestern. Anthony going to Ole Miss, Alex going to Maryland. Fly ball into left field. Robertson running after it. It will drop in front of him for another base hit Heading to second base is Turney. Galarco has his first hit of the day. That is hit number 14 for Schaumburg. And 2 on with 1 out. That'll bring up Kai Moody. Otters going to get some more motion in the bullpen as Max Peterson will come out for just a strict mound visit here. Who's next? Nolan Thebe is next. Hoping to get some good innings out of Nolan Thebe. Had a little bit of a rough outing his last go around. Out of town scoreboard time. Florence, 8-6. They have the bases loaded with 2 outs against Ben Petchke, former Otter. 3-2, Brockton's up on New Jersey. 13-8, Gateway is leading Washington. 10-4, Sussex is up against Troyes. They scored 6 runs in the 7th inning, and that's how they lead it now by 6. 7-2, Quebec's leading against Joliet as they're looking to win another game. Still the only team with 60 wins, and they're at 63, nearing 64. Just Quebec things. New York up 5-1 on Ottawa, and Down East ended up winning against Tri-City. That game ended 4-3. First pitch called a strike to Moody. Moody was actually a walk-on to CSU Northridge as a junior. Ended up making the team. And then by 2022, he was all Big West first team. Cool little story for him. Called a strike, and it's 0-2. Time called. Kai Moody, he was talking in an article that there wasn't too much in terms of good baseball in the Bay Area. His dad ended up building a 3,500 square foot outdoor batting cage for not only him, but the neighborhood to use. Also created his own travel ball team to help with Kai's career, and it brought him here to Schaumburg. Say if your son becomes a pro player after you help him build a whole batting cage and create your own travel ball team. Pretty good outcome considering the situation. A little low, and it's 2-2. But Kai Moody getting into the coaching ranks this season was the assistant JV baseball coach at St. Ignatius College Prep. Ignatius? I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I'm sure it's not Ignatius. That sounds wrong. Ignatius. 2-2. Grounder back to Tomczak. He'll throw to first, and that's out number 2 as both runners will advance to second and third.
Now batting for the Brewers, shortstop number 7, Alec Craig.
Alec Craig is 4 for 4. Looking for hit number 5. This season, there are 20 5-hit games in the Frontier League. Or sorry, 19. There's 2 6-hit games. It was just Garrett Broussard on the top of the list for a little bit, but on Sunday, Tevis Payne had 6 hits, and he is the second player this season to do so. Which, if you were to guess, no offense to Tevis Payne, I would not have guessed Tevis Payne to get the 6-hit game. I would guess it'd be like Czech, Zeisler, Kyle Crowell, maybe. But hey, sometimes you just go on a heater. Alec Craig's on a heater right now. 2-0 count. Walk will load the bases for Kellum Clark. Schaumburg surprisingly does not have a 5-hit game yet from anybody this season. They've had 5-hit games against him. Heck, they've had the 6-hit game against them. Garrett Broussard's 6-hit game was against the Boomers. 2-0 misses outside for ball 3. I'm sure they're just not going to pitch to him with the open base. Otters have 2 5-hit games, Dennis Pierce and John Ponder. Both of them in the span of 3 days between June 17th and the 19th. Called a strike, and it's 3-1. Justin Fogel looks like the only person that has done it twice. Swing and a miss, and it's 3-2. A little bit hard to tell who's done it more than once, but that's the only name I see twice on this list. A lot of Florence Yalls with 5-hit games. 3-2. Ripped right at second base and caught by Jones. No 5-hit game for Craig. He might have another opportunity to do it, though. A couple runs come in on a couple wild pitches. 9-0 Schaumburg, heading to the 7th on the Otters Digital Network.
Gangnam Style brought to you by Gangnam Korean Barbecue. Let's see who has those best dance moves. You'll head home with a prize courtesy of Gangnam Korean Barbecue. Get on your feet, bring the energy. Let's make some noise. Big thank you to Gangnam Korean Barbecue helping us bring the fun tonight. Be sure to check them out for bold flavors, fresh ingredients, and an experience just as energetic as the action here at the ballpark. 7th inning is brought to you by Residential Heating and Cooling. Leading off the 7th for the Otters, third base number 2, Marcos Gonzalez.
Top of the 7th inning, 9-0 Schaumburg, and Marcos Gonzalez leads off against Cole Cook, who's still out there. 6 scoreless in quality start territory. First pitch called a strike, and it's 0-1. Gonzalez 1 for 2 has one of the 2 Otters hits. Grounder down the third base line, foul. Good snag over there. Who's covering the bullpen right now? Who is that? That looks like Joe Morrissey. Shout out Joe for protecting the people. (0-2) from Cook. It is a little low. So we were talking about how the Otters don't put in position players to pitch, right? And I'm sure they won't do it today. But what is the line? If it was like 20-0, would they still have somebody go out there? That's my question. That's my question for the audience. We haven't had one of those in a while. 1-2. Foul tip and caught by Kolarko for strike 3. Cole Cook still with a strikeout in every inning. That's his 7th of the day, and out number 1 in the 7th inning. My next question for the audience is, if they were to throw a position player, who would they throw out there? If I were to pick, I would say probably Marcos Gonzalez. Maybe LG Castillo. There's a fly ball into left field. Going back is Clark, and that's going to get over his head. One hop against the wall. Blake Robertson, an opposite field double, and the third hit of the day for Evansville. Robertson, his 14th double of the season, and he's into second base with one out for LG. That's the first hit for Evansville since the third inning. There was a stretch of 9 straight that Cook retired between the third and the sixth. That Amani Jones walk last inning ended that stretch. First pitch to Castillo. Ground ball over to short. Alec Craig throwing over to first, and that's out number 2. A quick out number 2 for Cook. That'll bring up Mark Black. Mark Black has a strikeout looking at a grounder to third. 0 for 2 so far today. First pitch is called a strike, higher half of the zone from Cook. There's a horn sounding. Where is that coming from? 0-1. Fouled back. Well, for Cook, he has just one scoreless start this season. That was back on July 9th against Windy City. He ended up throwing a complete game shutout against the Thunderbolts. That's his only complete game so far this season. He does have a start where he gave up a run that was unearned. That was back on the 8th against Mississippi. There's a swing and a miss for strike 3. That's the first time Cook has struck out multiple batters in an inning, as he has 8 now on the day. We will head to the bottom of the 7th inning. Stretch time here at Wintrust Field. Otters down 9-0 on the Otters Digital Network.
Take it away.
Thank you, Brennan. If you look just to your left, I'm in suite 316 down the third baseline with Costco. Hey guys, are we ready to sing? Yeah! I'm ready, they're ready, we're all ready. Let's hit it. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy some peanuts and crackers and I don't care if I never get back into school. Root for the Boomers. When it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes you're on the old ball game. And guys, what are we gonna say? You heard us all the way down here, Brennan. Back over to you in the booth.
Tell you what, fans, if you like Sweet 316 singing that song, give me a hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Because it was Sweet 316.
Brennan, I just got that.
Seventh inning brought to you by Jacob's Pub. Jacob's Pub is proud to support the Evansville Otters in the Jacobsville neighborhood. Be sure to check out First Fridays at 607 North Main Street in Evansville, Indiana. Nolan Thebe into the game. 4th pitcher out for Evansville. It'll be Clark, Fitzgerald, and Calarco, the top 3 here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Meanwhile, on Schaumburg's side of things, the bullpen has had front row seats to the Cole Cook show. First pitch from Thebe. Called a strike. Clark 0 for 3. He has a fly out to Salvaggio, grounder to first, strikeout looking, and a walk. Oh, 1 is called strike 2. Clark and Tolley and Turney, the 3 guys that don't have a hit yet. Not necessarily spread out of the hits. Craig has 4, Fitzgerald has 2, Calarco has 3, Moody has 3. Managed to get 14. They have 9 runs, 14 hits, 1 error. They've left 10 on base. I'm sure they do not care about that stat today. 0-2 is high. Otters have no runs, 3 hits, 2 errors, and 4 left on base. One-two from Thebe. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Kellum Clark goes down by way of the K for the second time. 5th strikeout for Otters pitching. And that's out number 1 in the bottom of the 7th. That'll bring up Fitzgerald, 2 for 4. As a RBI double, RBI single. Grounded into a double play, though, with the bases loaded. In the 5th inning, got Tom Zach out of a big jam after he came in for Cribble. Joliet's officially been eliminated from playoff contention with their loss against Quebec. We have lost another soldier. Gateway, they're up 13-9. It's looking like they might be fine. They'll live to see another day. That is the 5th team, though, eliminated from playoff contention. 2-0, swing and a miss by Fitzgerald. Lake Erie, Mississippi, Tri-City, Trois-Rivières all eliminated as well. As we're really nearing the end of this one. The 2-1 from Thebe. That is ripped into left field for a base hit. And the 4th Schaumburg Boomer with a 3-hit game is Kyle Fitzgerald as he picks up his 3rd knock of the contest. Another single. Man on first with 1 out. That'll bring up Anthony Calarco. Calarco already has 3 hits today. First pitch is in the dirt. Good block from Marquardt, and it's 1-0. Thebe had a 5.10 ERA, 47 2/3 innings. He had a rough go on Sunday. 2/3 of an inning, 1 hit, gave up 4 earned. 1 walk, no strikeouts, but the Otters ended up coming back to win that game with that 8-run 7th inning. The 4 earned runs, though, is a season high. That game tied with July 17th against Windy City for the most he's given up in an outing this season. Fouled back, and it's 1-1. 4th time pitching against Schaumburg, though, and he's been pitching well. Through 4 innings, no earned runs, only 1 hit, and 9 strikeouts. Also has a win in there back on the 6th of June. 1-1. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-2. Thebe only had 1 strikeout in his last 5 outings coming into today. But it was able to strike out Kellum Clark for the first out. The 1-2. Grounder into right field for a base hit. And Anthony Calarco joins Alec Craig. 2 4-hit games for Schaumburg. So Alec Craig, 4 for 5. Anthony Calarco, 4 for 4. He's reached 5 times. He has a walk in there as well. That will bring up Chase Dawson, who ended up picking up his first hit of the day in his last at bat in the 6th. We'll have a mound visit here between Marcourt and Thebe. It is 13-9 now in the bottom of the 7th between Washington and Gateway. Florence ended up sweeping the doubleheader against Lake Erie, so if this score holds, Evansville will only be 4 games up, which, 4 games, still a lot, but it was 5.5 about 3-4 hours ago. Also, if this score holds, the magic number remains at 4, and the earliest the Otters can clinch would be now Saturday. No, actually, it would still be Friday. Would still be Friday. Apologies. This whole magic number thing it's getting a little hard to calculate, The Otters win the next 2, and Windy City loses the next 2, they can clinch Friday. Oh, 2 to Dawson. High fly ball right ahead of the pitcher's mound, and Nolan Thebe will call everybody off and make the catch for out number 2. That was interesting. Thebe looked straight up, saw it was right in front of him, decides, yeah, I got it. And he did have it. He did indeed have it. Banks Tolley, 2 on, 2 outs. Fitzgerald at second base, Calarco at first. First pitch from Thebe is going to miss low and in. Well, right now, Schaumburg has 16 hits. The most hits given up in a game by the Otters is 23. That was the 23-10 game. Sky at foul to the left side. Foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best. Never regret it. Makes it 1-1 against Tolley. Tolley is 0 for 4. Him and Turney, the last 2 without a hit. Tolley has a strikeout, fielder's choice, fly out to first, and a grounder to first in his 4 at-bats. 1-1. That one's going to be in the dirt. Another good block from Marcourt, though, and it's 2-1. Thebe currently at 98 professional strikeouts after his strikeout of Kellum Clark. Has 50 now this season. 48 last year with Evansville. 2-1. That is ripped down the line, a fair ball. It's going to get into left field. Rounding third is Fitzgerald. He will come in to score. And it's double digits now for Schaumburg, 10-0. Banks Tolley, his first hit of the day, brings in a run. That'll bring up Cole Turney, now the last man without a hit in Schaumburg's lineup. Last time the Otters lost a game by 10 runs or more was back on July 10th, 17-6 loss against Sussex. That was a pretty rough series. Fly ball into center field. Ponder ranging back, and he'll make the catch for out number 3. Another run comes in for Schaumburg. We'll head to the 8th. Otters down 10-0 on the Otters Digital Network.
Looking for friendly 5-star service? For a limited time, your service call is free with any repair. For comfort, convenience, and care, make sure you give Residential a call for your heating and air. Sock, you're up on the dugout.
I am indeed, Brendan. It is now time for the My Fresh Catch Challenge, all right? I have Team Natural Disasters on the third base side. Make some noise for them down there. I have the Trash Pandas on the first base side down here. Awesome. All right. My buddy right here has 5 stuffed plushies. When I say go, all he has to do is throw all 5 in and have his partner down there catch it in the Maya shopping basket. The first team to get all 5 in will be our winners here tonight. Trash Pandas, are we ready? They're ready. Natural Disasters, are we ready down there? They're ready down there. Well, let's get started in 3, 2, 1, go! Oh, it's so close. We got one. We got one down here. We got 2 down here. Natural Disasters are not far behind. We got 4 down here for the Trash Pandas. And we got all 5 for the Trash Pandas with Natural Disasters. Oh, right behind them. Don't worry, guys. Don't worry. Everyone goes home winner. Can I get a go, Boomers? You heard it down here, Brendan. Back up to you in the booth.
The 8th inning is sponsored by Spiteful Brewing, and they'd like to remind Boomers fans to drink responsibly and get home safely. Now back to the Otters.
8th inning, Cole Cook. Yep, you guessed it. He's still out there. 7 innings, 3 runs, or 3, well, no runs. 3 hits, no runs, 1 walk, 8 strikeouts. It's Marquardt, Salvaggio, and Ponder. First pitch called a strike, and it's 0-1. Marquardt has one of the 3 hits today for Evansville, hit a double in the 3rd inning. Also has a strikeout. That'll miss a little in, and it's 1-1. Cook has pitched 8 innings or more twice this season. Mentioned the complete game shutout against Windy City, pitched 8 innings against Washington on May 28th. Grounder over to third, Anthony Calarco throw across the diamond to first, and that's out number 1.
Another inning for the Otters, shortstop in 19, TJ Salvaggio.
TJ Salvaggio is 0 for 2, reached on an error in the 3rd inning, struck out swinging in the 6th. First pitch will miss low. Well, Cook is at 95 pitches so far, so this could be his last inning. Maybe. He has pitched a little bit over 100 pitches before in a start, as that one just misses foul. He's thrown over 100 pitches 4 times, including each of his last 2 starts. His season high, 110 pitches, was actually in his last start against Windy City. So we'll see what happens. One. Fouled back to the netting, and it's 1-2. His season high in strikeouts is 9. He's done that 3 times. In May, he had all 4 of his starts. He struck out 8 or more, including 9 twice. And then had a 9 strikeout day in June. That's the last one he had on June the 9th. Two. Grounder foul yet again. Oh, Nolan Phoebe probably going to go out there for the bottom of the 8th. Nobody's warming in the bullpen for Evansville. Nobody's warmed in the bullpen all day for Schaumburg. Another foul ball. Well, for Cook, his 8 strikeouts puts him now at 114. Still wouldn't be first in terms of strikeouts in the league, but would put him ahead of a couple of guys. That is inside for ball 3. He has gone ahead of Buddy Pindell for the innings pitched lead in the Frontier League, but that's until Buddy Pindell pitches again his next rotation in the cycle. Another foul ball, this time over to the bat boy, who has to avoid getting out of the way of that one. 114 strikeouts, though, would put him second behind Kellen Brothers. Another payoff coming here. Cook to Salvaggio. Slow roller over to short. Alec Craig throws over to first in time, and that's out number 2. What I think is the most interesting part is that the top 3 guys in strikeouts heading into today, Fauci, Alleman, and Brothers, none of them have 100 innings pitched yet. Now, Cook, 4th, 106, 111 innings, but Alleman, 113 strikeouts and 93 and a third. Fly ball into foul ground in right field, and almost making the catch there was Moody, and it bounced off his glove. I think Moody might have gotten a little disheveled after having to run onto the mound of the bullpen. Now Ponder will head back to the plate. 104 pitches for Cook. We get it one last long at bat. Might be able to get Cole Cook out of here. At least get somebody out of the bullpen for the 9th. So not everybody is going to be warm for tomorrow. That'll miss low, and it's 1-1. Little high. Otters have been shut out 5 times this season. They have more shutouts thrown, though, than they have offensively. 8 times they've shut out their opponent. They've been shut out 5 times. Would be the 6th if this score holds. 2-1. There's a fly ball into deep left field. Going back is Calarco, and that's going to go over his head. One hop off the wall. John Ponder is into second base, and the 3rd double of the day for Evansville. 4th overall hit. Ponder finds himself at second base. '20th double for Ponder ties him with Salvaggio for the team lead. See if Amani Jones can avoid the shutout here for Evansville. Ponder took a little bit of a spill around first. Slipped on the dirt, but recovered pretty smoothly, honestly. First pitch to Jones is fouled away. Jones 0 for 2, fly out to center, a strikeout swinging. Also a walk in the 6th inning. It's the only walk that Schaumburg pitching has thrown all series. Tomorrow's pitching matchup, Cole Zafiro will take on Colby Morse in Game 3 of the series. The Otters will look to get a game in this series. The Otters have still not been involved in a sweep on the road this season. They haven't been swept. They haven't swept anybody. But it has been a rough going here against Schaumburg, as that is a swing and a miss for strike 3. Strikeout number 9 ties his season high, and Cole Cook goes 8 scoreless. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th. Schaumburg up 10-0 on the Otters Digital Network.
Fan Appreciation Night. We'll have fireworks, drones, and plenty of fun throughout the evening. Do not miss your final chance to cheer on the Boomers at Wintrust Field this regular season. Leading off the eighth for the Boomers, catcher number 16, Alex Calarco.
Eighth innings brought to you by McMahon Exterminating. Remember, who can help with all your pest control needs? McMahon can. Those doubles were brought to you by the Hoosier Lottery and the Deerhead Sidewalk Cafe and Bar. First pitch, fly ball into left center field. Robertson will give way to Ponder, and Ponder will make the catch for out number one. Quick first pitch out for Thebe to start the bottom of the eighth. Well, the Boomers have had a man reach in every inning so far, coming up until the eighth. Right now, they have 10 runs on 17 hits, and they've left 12 on base. So it could have been worse. First pitch, called a strike. Kai Moody, 3 for 4 today. He has a couple singles and a double. He's also scored twice. The only scoreless innings for Evansville pitching was in the 4th and the 5th inning. Both of those belong to Cribble. That will miss. Williman finished with 2 1/3, 8 hits, 7 earned runs, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts. Cribble, 2 scoreless, 2 walks, 2 Ks. Anthony Tomczak, 1 2/3, 3 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, and no strikeouts. Thebe so far has an inning and a third, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout. On the other side, it is just Cole Cook. 1-1. That will get past Marquardt. No one on base, though. It's 2-1. That was an interesting one. What happened here? Marquardt just missed it. It hit off the mask of Schmulwitz. That had to have not felt good at all. 2-1 to Moody. Fouled away. And it's 2-2. Foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best, never regret it. Last season with Northridge, he hit 293, that all Big West Conference first team selection. Started off his career with Ottawa. Played 2 seasons there, 2022 to end the year, and 9 games in 2023 as he fouls one off. His best season was in 2021. He hit almost 400 with Northridge in 36 games. Was a ABCA Rawlings All-Region first team. Another All Big West Conference first team as well. 2-2. Just outside for ball 3. Couple of seasons with Cabrillo, his first 2 seasons that he hit over 330 in. 342 his second year in 39 games. Cabrillo in Aptos, California. That'll miss for ball 4. And reaching for the 4th time today is Moody. Craig, one more opportunity here to get a 5-hit game. He is 4 for 5 so far today. It's his second 4-hit game of the season. Miner's first one was on the 8th against Mississippi. First pitch is outside for ball 1. Four singles for Craig. He scored 3 times, driven in 2 runs. And in his last at-bat, he lined out to Amani Jones at second base to end the 6th. And again, not really pitching to him all too much. Tomczak was able to get him out. 2-0. Popped up into center field. Ponders there, and he'll make the catch for out number 2. No 5-hit game for Craig. Well, the Otters have not had a 5-hit game against them this season. And maybe if we get out number 3, we won't even have to see Calarco try for a 5-hit game. Just avoid it entirely. Get that out of the way. Kellum Clark is 0 for 4. Fouled away. Struck out in his last 2. It's been a rough series for Clark. 0 for 8 with 4 strikeouts. Oh, 1 from Phoebe. That'll miss low. Him and Turney the only 2 without a hit, but they have both reached base. Everybody in the lineup's reached base for Schaumburg. One. Check swing over is a no-go over to second base. It is 13-11. Gateway's up on Washington. That game might never end. Somehow they're in the bottom of the 8th. They're in the same inning as us. 2-1. Fouled back to the netting. New Jersey scored a run in the 9th. They're now tied with Brockton 3-3. Sussex is going to beat Troyes 11-4. Troyes, the first team to 60 losses this season. Two. Fouled away. That one's getting out of the yard. Foul ball brought to you by Hez Construction. Choose the best, never regret it. Tomorrow's game, another 6:30 before the weekend series against Lake Erie, in which hopefully the Otters do end up clinching. The Otters usually good at home and usually good against Lake Erie. So put those together. Hopefully we get ourselves a series win over the weekend. Last regular season series at home. 3-2 as that one misses low. The weekend series, couple of good ones, especially Washington Florence is going to be a huge series. Windy City's still playing Mississippi. Gateway's playing Schaumburg. 3-2, runner goes on the 3-2 with 2 outs, and that it will miss outside for ball 4.
Now batting the Boomers, first baseman number 5, Kyle Fitzgerald.
So 2 walks in this inning for Thebe, 2 on with 2 outs now for Kyle Fitzgerald. He could be the third Boomer with a 4-hit game. Hopefully Thebe can get this third out and we could just head to the 9th. Still 10-0. First pitch to Fitzgerald is low. Gets a little bit away from Marcourt, but not too far to advance the runners. Moody's at second base now with Clark at first, 2 outs. 2 in the first, 2 in the second, 3 in the third, 2 in the sixth, 1 in the seventh for Schaumburg, and it's been a bunch of zeros for Evansville. They haven't scored since the second inning yesterday. Oh no, is high for ball 2. So the scoreless streak right now is sitting at 14 innings. Their season high is 20. Innings without a run. That was back from August 6th to the 8th when the Otters were in Washington the first time. Popped up right side of the infield. Logan Brown is under it, and he'll make the catch for out number 3. So with the 2 walks, Thebe still able to get a scoreless inning in the bottom of the 8th. We'll head to the 9th. Need 10 to tie, 11 to win here in game 2 of the series.
Fans, don't forget that after this one, we've got pro wrestling happening out near the kids zone behind the left field scoreboard. You want to stick around for some great matchups here tonight. Post game wrestling night at Wintrust.
You all know this song. Help me sing along. When touching hands, reaching out, touching me, touching you.
Top of the 9th inning here in Schaumburg. It's 10-0. Cole Cook's looking to get a complete game shutout for the second time this season. The Otters have not been shut out by one pitcher all year. Cole Cook is at 110 pitches heading into the 9th inning. Logan Brown will lead it off. 110 pitches so far will tie his season high. 1 pitch thrown here, and it will be a new pitch count season high for him. It's Logan Brown, Marcos Gonzalez, and Blake Robertson, 2 lefties in the first 3. Maybe they'll just look for Cook to get the first lefty out. They do have somebody finally warming in the bullpen. Jack Snyder. There's a ground ball over to first base, and Fitzgerald will toss to Cook for out number 1. Marcos Gonzalez is 1 for 3. Has a single, a grounder to third, and a strikeout swinging. 9 strikeouts for Cook. Everybody except for Logan Brown and LG Castillo have a strikeout today. First pitch called a strike. A 1 pitch is going to miss for ball 1. A game to forget here for Evansville. 1-1. Fouls one off himself. And it's 1-2. Gonzalez is probably going to need a minute here to reacclimate. Trainer coming out, though, just in case. 14-11 now, Gateway leads against Washington. Let's revisit this game while we have some time. Mentioned Kenton Egbert gave up 12 earned runs in 3 innings, 14 hits. Gateway has 7 of their 9 hitters with multi-hit games. Lee, Williams, Diaz, Horn, Thomas, Alvarez, and Smith. That'll miss low, and it's 2-2. Victor Castillo, the only man without a hit, 0 for 4. Williams, Diaz, Horn all have 3 hits. Diaz has 5 RBIs. Dale Thomas has 3. It's crazy stuff going on over there. Inside, and it's 3-2. Pitch number 118 for Cook. Payoff. Fouled away. I think no matter the pitch count here, if you get out number 2 in the 9th, you can't take him out. You got to let him complete the thing, right? Another payoff. Swing and a miss for strike 3, and that is strikeout number 10 for Cook. He officially has a strikeout in every inning. All 9 of them. The only inning in which he had 2 Ks was in the 7th, but otherwise 1 strikeout in each of the 9 frames offensively for Evansville. And that'll bring up Blake Robertson, and they're going to keep Cook in there as he looks for a complete game shutout for the 2nd time this season. First pitch to Robertson is outside for ball 1. Another one outside for ball 2. 121 pitches for Cook. The Otters' season high is 116 from Ryan Wiltsey, and he only went 7 innings in that one. 2-0. Called a strike, and it's 2-1. Robertson did hit a double in his last at-bat. He's reached twice, double in a fielder's choice. Also has a strikeout in the 4th inning. Swing and a miss, and it's 2-2. Otters down to their last strike here in the top of the 9th. Jack Snyder has stopped warming in the bullpen. 2-2 from Cook. Will miss for ball 3. A couple of full counts here for Cook. Really having to work down to the bone to get this complete game shutout through. Payoff pitch is gonna wait. Robertson will call his timeout. (3-2) here with 2 outs in the top of the 9th inning. Cook 1 strike away from his 2nd complete game shutout of the season. Payoff. Fouled back to the boards, and we'll do it again. Robertson, the last hope here for Evansville to at least avoid getting shut out for the 6th time. Another payoff is outside for ball 4. Robertson will reach for the 3rd time, and it's the 2nd walk issued by Cook. That will bring up LG Castillo. Good take from Robertson. Mound visit. Not taking him out just yet, though. LG Castillo, the last hope now for Evansville. Runner on first with 2 outs. Cook on 125 pitches. First pitch outside to Castillo. Got to think of the small victories here. If we can get Cook out of the game, that would be a bit of a small win, not having the complete game shutout complete. 1-0. Will miss low and in for ball 2. It's the 9th game with multiple strikeouts now for Cook, or multiple walks for Cook. So that one's fouled away, and it's 2-1. LG is 0 for 3, 3 groundouts. One of them was a 1-4-3 double play. One was a 1-3, and one was the shortstop. Fly ball into center field. Banks Tolley will make the catch. And Cole Cook has completed the complete game shutout of Evansville as Schaumburg wins it 10-0 in Game 2. They take the series here at Wintrust Field, and they have tied the season series at 4 games apiece. It was a great performance from Cole Cook. He finishes with 9 full innings of scoreless ball with 4 hits, 2 walks, and 10 strikeouts. Schaumburg wins their 51st game of the season. The Otters are now 56-36, 20 games over 500. As with their loss and the Windy City win, magic number remains at 4. It has been a rough series so far for Evansville. It's kind of reminiscent of the first time we went to Washington, where they got shut out in back-to-back games, a couple of very demoralizing losses. Landon Williman will get the loss on the pitching side, though. His 2 1/3, 8 hits, 7 earned runs, 3 walks, and 2 strikeouts. He drops to 3-7 on the day. It was all Schaumburg today. They scored 2 in the first, 2 in the second, 2 in the third. They took a lead early, 7-0, before the Otters could really even start to think about doing anything offensively. They finished with no runs, 4 hits, 2 errors, 5 left on base. On the other side, Schaumburg, 10 runs, 17 hits, 1 error. They left 14 on base. I'm sure nobody in the black jersey cares. 2 in the first, 2 in the second, 3 in the third, 2 in the sixth, 1 in the seventh for Schaumburg. They had a couple of 4-hit games, one from Alec Craig, one from Anthony Calarco, a couple of 3-hit games, one from Fitzgerald, one from Moody. Everybody got involved. Everybody reached base on the side of Schaumburg. And this is definitely a game to forget for Evansville. Put it in the back of your mind, move on to tomorrow, try and get a game in this series, and hopefully move that magic number down before a weekend series against Lake Erie. That's all you can really do. Otters, though, will try and take a game tomorrow. For now, everybody here at Wintrust Field, I'm Evan Patoka. We'll see you tomorrow. 10-0, Schaumburg takes the win. Enjoy the rest of your night.